Hello and welcome to the Bipolar Baby Podcast. I'm your host, Erica Nicole Barrera. At the age of 24, I was diagnosed with bipolar 2 disorder. That is the day I was reborn. In this podcast, we'll explore what it's like living with bipolar 2 through my own personal experience and overall mental health struggles. Get ready to get personal. I'll be sharing tools that have helped me get through the tough times, as well as the wonderful experiences I've had through my self-love journey and spiritual healing. Together, we will develop new healthy habits, hold each other accountable, and put our mental health first. My intention is to shine a light and release any stigma there is around mental health. Let's create a community where we feel safe and open to have conversations about our mental health. Together, we can grow, thrive, and shine. Let's dive in. Hello, everyone. Hello. You guys, it is a windy day here. Windy. I don't know if you'll be able to hear the wind in the background, but just in case you do, I am going to manifest a microphone because I'm actually just use my laptop. I've had people be like, you must have a really good microphone. It sounds so good. And I'm like, thank you very much. However, I do not use a microphone. I use my computer's microphone, and thank God for the good microphone that my computer does have. So I wanted to start off by saying that I did all of those things I said I was going to do last week. I went somewhere new twice. I meditated twice, and I cleaned out and donated clothes in my closet. Oh my God, you guys. It is one thing to get the stuff together that you want to donate, and it is a whole nother process of actually getting out the door, getting it out of your trunk, and actually taking it to a donation center. And I went with my lovely friend. We had a great time just, going and donating, and she gave me the most beautiful, amazing painting, and I can't wait. I think I'm going to put it behind me in my desk, or at the desk behind me in the office. I have been flirting with the idea of starting to make videos to the podcast. It is something that has been on my mind. I am a very animated person, so I just feel like it'd be really fun to be able to see me and hear me at the same time. I know some of my favorite podcasts, I love to be able to see them and hear them. So that might be coming soon. And I just want to say the other place I went to recently is, oh my God, you guys, I was so scared. I was so afraid. I had an opening for my friend's pizzeria, or just restaurant in the city, and it was downtown, and I went there. I was so scared. Normally Brian would drive me, like I've said in a past podcast episode, I think, that he usually drives, right? And I normally have anxiety, especially about driving in the city. So I decided to record myself in my car. Another car, what do we call it? A car conversation, we'll call it. Ooh, I like that. A car conversation. Car convos with me and you. And yeah, so I recorded 2 audios. I recorded one on the way there, driving to the city, and on the way back. And oh man, you guys, it is so special to me that I went. It was very important. It is a dear friend of mine that I went to support, and it was just amazing getting to go with 2 of my other friends that live in the city and just all meet up there and have a delicious time. So, anyway, I think I will go ahead and I will share those two audio clips with you. And yeah, I just want to let you know that if you're planning on going somewhere new, try it. Step out of your comfort zone. It's okay. And I love you. And I will go ahead and I will play those clips now, just so you kind of get a feel of what I was going through and what was happening in my head at the time. So, yeah, I will go ahead and I will play that now. All right, coming at you live from another clip slash episode from my car. We are currently on the highway and we are on our way to the city. We are on our way to Chicago from the burbs. We're not that far from the city, so it should technically not be that long. However, it is quite long today because there is traffic, as usual, on a Friday afternoon. Anything after like 1 is like, oh, good luck, have fun. No, and it's a lot, you know. When I lived at my parents' house, it was like a straight shoot. Didn't mind driving to the city. I knew it like the back of my hand, that expressway. I knew every lane to go into at every point, like to make it a clear path. And now that we have moved, I don't think I have driven to the city like once by myself. As I mentioned before in an episode or two maybe ago, that Brian normally does the driving, especially to the city. And as much as I'm a control freak, like, and, you know, want to be in control of how the driving is going, what lane we're in, like, I don't mind, like, giving it up to him and just, like, you know, doing my thing in the car. But today, Brian is working, and we are getting out of our comfort zone, guys. We are on our way, and it is for a very special, exciting event. Who I like to call little brother Tony, is opening up his restaurant in the city. And I am so proud of him. He is called Professor Pizza. I'm going to take off my keychain so it doesn't make noise. Okay, there. So his name, he goes by Professor Pizza, and he's here in Chicago. He does a lot of like food, obviously pizza, but like when special, what's it called? Like when different comedians come into town and stuff, they all make sure to get Professor Pizza. Tony always makes sure he's there feeding the comedians. So it's really cool, all the amazing different people he's met and gotten to feed. I want to do like a little recap at the end of this and have it just be like a little reminder to myself that yes, we can leave the house. Yes, it's okay. You guys, I was so in my head before leaving the house. I was like almost like not gonna go, you know? And I'm so grateful because 2 of my very best friends are coming with me to this opening, and it's a very special like event where, you know, I got to be invited, and it's like an honor to be able to go. And I've known Tony since we were in high school, and so funny, like we knew each other in high school. I don't think I knew him. No, I did not know him in middle school because he's a year younger than me, and I moved in 8th grade. That's a whole nother story. Okay, back to me and Tony. So I know Tony from, like I said, high school. He was a year under me, and we just get along so well. We have like the same kind of humor. We just like laugh about the dumbest stuff, and we have the same taste in movies like Coming to America, and music like Shaka Khan. And just like the funnest, just the coolest, funnest people we are. I remember this one time, it was like my sister's graduation party and from college, I think. And Tony is like also a DJ, and she was having a backyard party at my parents' house, and very last minute she was like, I think I want a DJ. And we were like, a DJ, like, very last minute, you know. And I was like, wait, let me just call Tony real quick, see what he's up to. And sure enough, guys, Tony came through. Like, Tony came through with the DJ. It was so much fun. And, you know, years later, little did we know he would be DJing a house party of ours in the city, too. And this is like what I need to remind myself. I seriously, like, I used to live in the city when I went to college. I went to Columbia College in Chicago, as well as beauty school in Chicago. And yeah, I was like, I need to remind myself that, like, girl, you used to live in the city, okay? You used to thrive and wish you were in the city at all times. And now that I'm like a suburbanite, gosh, I just love the relaxation. I love the slow pace of it all in the suburbs. And even sometimes it's go, 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 but, like, you know, nothing compared to the city. And so when I am there, like, I do get a sense of, like, a certain kind of pep in my step, a little extra, like, oomph in my who I am. But it's the getting there where I'm like, oh, you know. And recently, like, I don't know where I read, like, these crime things, you know, where it's like, oh, crime here and crime there and daytime crime. And I'm like, ah! But yeah, like I said, little did we know he would be doing a DJ set at our house party. He lived at Belmont and Clark in the city, so that's, like, off the Belmont Red Line. And it's, like, right there, guys. Like, we're talking, like, smack dab, like, down the street from Boys Town. Like, it is, like, such an amazing high energy place. And granted, like, the place we lived was just, like, it wasn't like, you know, it was, yeah. And the area has changed so much since we lived there, so I don't even know what it's like now, but because I haven't been in that area specifically in a while. But anyways, it was so funny because he DJ'd a house party we had, and it was so much fun. And then he, like, left his equipment at our apartment for, like, months. And we'd be like, dude, your stuff is still at our apartment. Like, we want this bay window that we have to be able to sit in. Like, move this stuff. But no, oh my god. He ended up coming to Columbia College too, and we actually did a program over the summer in high school where we would take summer classes at Columbia College. So we would ride the metro together to go into the city, and my mom would drive us to the to the train station. And yeah, our friendship goes back, like I said, to high school. He is one of the best, closest friends I've had over the years, and even when I was not diagnosed, like, he was always there for me. Like, no matter what terrible life decisions I made at any time in my life, like, he was always there for me. He was always there supporting me, like, one of my biggest cheerleaders, and, you know, me the same for him. Like, I can't say enough great things about him, and that's why tonight is so important, because he has worked so hard to be able to have this restaurant, and I am so proud of him. Like, destinies, you know, like, we would just be hanging out, and I don't think either of us knew what we wanted to do with our lives. I'm still in that place, but I am so freaking proud of him that he has figured it out, and, like, he knows, you know, like, his heart, he listened to his heart, he listened to his calling. Like, he knows what's up, and, like, knowing what you can create when you do something passionately with your heart is, like, this is a testament to that. And that's why it's even more important that I just, like, go and support him. But yeah, so we're on our way there. I am meeting up with my two close friends, so I have a lot to look forward to when I get there. I will say, even doing this voice memo in the car right now is really helping traffic move by, so I'm really enjoying this. And I'm also listening to Lady Gaga, but, like, the OG Lady Gaga, like, Just Dance album. And man, guys, oh, does that bring back memories? guys, it is like freshman year of college all over again in this car. And let me tell you, it is giving me the vibes of confidence in the city. It is giving me vibes of I can do anything because I'm like 18 and newly living in the city. But yeah, I will check back in with you later. Probably won't be as much traffic, knock on wood, so I might even report back tomorrow morning, depending on how everything goes. But the thing is, guys, we're doing it. We are doing it. I'm on my way. Wish me luck. I love you so much. Eek! Okay, guys, that was it. That was the voice memo, and even just re-listening to it, I have just some thoughts. So, the first one is, what a great distraction from your own thoughts by speaking them out loud. What a great distraction from what is happening in your life that you think is scary by speaking it out loud. I learned early on in my therapy journey, my therapist had recommended the book Radical Acceptance by Tara Brach. And something in that book that really stuck out to me was, when you're feeling a certain way, speak it out loud, and that gives it less power. Speak it out loud, and it gives it less power. And I'll just go on a little story part with that, where I was once at Nordstrom when I was working there for like a week. And there was a guy who was working there, and he was some sort of manager, a higher up guy. And I remember switching from department to department because I didn't know what I wanted. And I finally was like, I think I like this department. And it was me, him, and the HR girl that were all talking to one another. And with this HR person standing there, she was so sweet, but it was really funny because the guy was kind of being really mean to me all of a sudden. And I had like anxiety back then too, like even more to that time. And I remember just out loud saying, I'm really uncomfortable right now. Because this grown man was like kind of yelling at me very harshly and rudely, disrespectfully talking to me. And there's like nothing worse when you're younger and somebody older than you is, just talking to you very just rude. And you're like, excuse me, although I am young, I am still a human being. Um, and so when I vocally said out loud that my feelings, right? I was like, I am extremely uncomfortable right now. I do not feel well. Like, I feel very uncomfortable in this situation. As soon as I said that, the HR girl was like, oh my God, no, don't feel uncomfortable. It's okay. Like, you're fine. It's okay. And I was like, okay, cool. Like, she recognizes that this is very inappropriate, the way that this man is talking to me right now. And just saying that out loud, guys, like, I honored myself in that moment so completely well. I felt so good vocalizing how I was feeling because it wasn't fair. It wasn't fair that he was talking to me that way. And I needed to let him know, like, hey, that's not okay that you're talking to me like that. But instead of directly saying that, I just said out loud, like, hey, I'm really uncomfortable right now. And I still think about that till this day. And it makes me feel really proud of myself. And even leaving the house that day to go to the city, I was very scared. I remember Brian like guiding me to the front door and being like, "You're gonna be fine. You're gonna be fine." And me being like, "But I'm scared. Like I'm so scared. I'm so worried." And he's like, "It's gonna be okay." So just being in a safe space with people that love and support you is I don't take that for granted. It's something that I know I'm very blessed to have. And I really hope that you have those people in your life too, or, that they are on their way to you. And I hope that you're open to having those people be there for you because you deserve it. And you deserve to be that person for yourself and advocate for yourself and how you're feeling in any moment as well. So back to what I was saying with, speaking these things out loud, I didn't want to leave the house. A great distraction, as I was saying, is to vocalize things. And when I was in the car, I was just acknowledging where I was at, I was speaking my fear out loud, and in doing that, it really distracted me from feeling that way. I was like, you know what? I got this. I am already doing it. I am in the moment. I am in the motion of doing what I was scared to do. And another great tip for when you're trying to leave the house, but you're kind of scared, is I make a phone call to somebody that helps me get out of the house. I just start talking on the phone and I'm getting ready to leave. And before I know it, I'm in my car. And really, Yuki, I swear she wants to be a guest on this podcast. Maybe she'll be my first guest. But yeah, I will just distract myself in little ways to be able to leave the house. And with being in the car at that point and in any point, like when I was in the car talking about listening to Lady Gaga, I that puts me in a state of like empowerment. That puts me in a state of I can do anything. It really connects me to the time in my life when I would listen to her and feel that anything was possible, that I had the whole world in my hands, that just that feeling of, yeah, I can do anything. And I really urge you or, encourage you to, when you're having those moments of self doubt or, unworthiness or scared, parts of you, I really encourage you to listen to music that makes you feel powerful. Listen to music that takes you back to a place when you had you had it going on. Like you felt it. You were one with the universe. You were in flow. You felt so connected through this music. And with the music I was listening to at that moment, it's so funny because it's like these songs came into my head that were Lady Gaga songs. And when songs come into your head, it's almost like you're being guided with messages. And it's so funny because I haven't listened to Lady Gaga, like those old songs, in so long. And it was almost like God, angels, the universe being like, hey, remember when you listened to this? Maybe you should listen to it. And me being like, okay, sure, and deciding to put it on in the car. And as soon as I knew it, I was like, wow, I feel empowered. I feel amazing in this moment. And let me tell you, you guys, that traffic was back to back, exit to exit. I was so confused with my directions and I was overwhelmed at different parts. I was definitely overwhelmed, but I just kept blessing every single car around me. I just kept an open mind. I kept an open heart. And I kept just letting, God, universe, angels guide me. I would pray along the way and just be like, okay, like, I trust that I'm going the right way. I trust that I'm going on the right exit. I trust whatever lane I'm supposed to be in at this moment. I trust that the car in front of me is going to let me merge over, you know, all that stuff. So it really helps. It really helps to listen to music that's going to help you just feel your best self and almost distract you from the fear, like I said. It's really going to change things, change your perspective, change your vibration, change your path. And I really want to just honor as well, like I said in there, Tony being one of my closest friends till this day, the people in your life that have stuck by your side, do not take them for granted. Let them know how much you love them and how much you appreciate them. Really show up for those people in your life. I got married back in August and it really meant a lot to me that Tony was there just because, like, we've gone through so many life moments together, and it was just like, it felt so right for him to be at that point in my life. And I feel like this restaurant was almost like the same thing as like him coming to my wedding was like, I have to show up for him at this restaurant opening. And I'm so proud of myself because when we think of others and step outside of ourselves, that's when magic really happens. It's not about me. It's not about, I don't know, like it is, but at the same time, it's when we're serving like a higher purpose or just feeling past our fear. When we feel past our fear, that's when magic happens. When we go past our fear, that's when magic happens. Magic happens when we pull ourselves out of our fear and into our hearts. It really does. So I'm going to go ahead and I will play the feeling I felt after the restaurant opening and how I was feeling on my way home. All right, see you in a second. Okay, you guys. I did it. We did it. We are on our way home. We're almost home. Yeah. Oh my gosh. It was wonderful. It was a long ride, an hour to get there, but we got there in a very timely manner, arrived around the same time my friends did, and yeah, I parked in the parking garage. Everything was fine. Everything was safe, and the food was delicious. We stayed there for the whole 2 hours. We saw our friend Tony, aka Professor Pizza, and I am just spent. I am so proud of myself for going out tonight. It was well worth it. It was for a special occasion, and you guys, it's funny because things are a lot less scary when you actually do the thing, and it's funny because it started raining a little bit, like on the way to the place right in the city where you're like, cool, like, awesome, this is where I really need to pay attention. But I mean, everybody was really nice on the road, thank God. Yeah, like I said earlier, I was listening to Lady Gaga, so that really helped, listening to her. I was listening to, what is it called? Born This Way. And as I was listening to Born This Way, I was like, in it, man. I was like, okay, let's go to karaoke. Let's sing this song. Like, and like, there are just certain lyrics in that song that make me just like want to cry. It's so, I don't know why. It's like, yes, I was born this way, like, yeah. Anyways, just wanted to check back in, let you know that the event was incredible. Everybody there was so sweet. Everybody working there was just amazing. It was a wonderful time, and I am so grateful to have such wonderful friends like Tony and my 2 friends that joined me tonight. Yeah, it's wonderful. And my one friend, actually, she walked me back to the parking garage, and I was like, this is so nice, like, what a real friend. You guys, there are real, true, sweet people out there that will help you and take care of you when you're not feeling like, if you're like scared or something, like they're there for you. And my friend was there for me, and it seems like the silliest little thing, but her even just offering to walk me in the parking garage to be safe was just so nice. And she didn't need to do that, but she did it, and I'm grateful. So you know who you are, friend. I love you. And yeah. I guess that's the end of my little update. Yeah, moral of the story, guys, go out there, enjoy yourself, be safe, be aware of your surroundings, but never don't go somewhere just because you're scared, especially when it's somewhere to go support one of your amazing friends. Like, get out of your comfort zone. Do it. Stay safe. I love you. I'm almost home. I'm so happy. Okay. Love you. Bye. Yay! So we did it. That was my reaction coming home from the restaurant. And honestly, I was home by 9 o'clock, probably like 8:30, and little old me in a past life would so easily just be like, let's keep going out, let's have fun, like, let's go out, I don't know, probably to a bar because, like, that's what there is to do in the city. And, it was really refreshing this time of my life, being an adult and making decisions of not doing that, like unconsciously, just cuz. And I mean, not to say that I would never do that, but like that was totally just my norm back in the day. And there's something about loving where you live and wanting to come home and just relax and, you did it. Like you went out, you did the thing, and now you can go home and relax and enjoy the rest of your evening. And yeah, it was awesome. Like I said before, I was so proud of myself. I know I've said that it was really hard for me to leave the house, but it really was. I was almost not going to go. I was like in the area by the front door, and I just did it. I did it. I even needed to get gas before I went. So that in itself is like a whole nother little anxiety dance. But I lovingly push past it. I lovingly just go moment by moment, literally step by step, really, you know, just taking in my surroundings and trying not to be in my head. There's a different situation where I really lovingly pushed past the fear earlier last year, and it was a life changing experience. And once again, it was something that I was so scared to do, to the point where I was like in my closet crying because I didn't want to go. I was so scared. And Brian was there to just help me through it. And honestly, it is so important that we find partners can that can really help us through these times and understand the way, our brain works to the best of their ability by how we communicate to them what they need to know. And I will definitely go more into detail about getting to have such an amazing partner, how I got to have such an amazing partner, and the different experience I had with really pushing myself lovingly into past that crying in my closet and really going for that moment and experience. So, with that, I think that I am just going to wrap this up in a pretty little bow and leave you guys with just the remembering of pushing past the fear and lovingly embracing new experience. Lovingly push past the fear and embrace new experiences. I am pushing past the fear and going towards beautiful new experiences. I am embracing new experiences. I am embracingly and lovingly open to new experiences. I am safe. I am loved. All is well. I am grateful. We got this. We got this. We got this. I love you. Thank you for joining me in another episode. I will see you guys hopefully next week. No, I probably will. But there's just this episode that I've been putting off that I really, really want to record. I just know it's going to take a lot out of me. So I am honoring myself and putting these episodes as they want to be pushed out. Not pushed out, but put out. All right. I hope you guys are doing well. Like I said, I'm always sending you so much love, and I will see you next time. I love you. Bye. With my full heart and gratitude, I want to thank every single one of you for tuning in today. May we always remember that we are pure light and love. Share this podcast with any friend or family member you feel called to, and we love to hear any takeaways or aha moments you got from this episode. Be sure to tag us at Bipolar Baby Podcast.